You're listening to the Get Rich Podcast. This is not a financial advice podcast. This is a podcast with two friends talking about how to get rich. Thank you for listening. All right, John. The last episode had me thinking.
Okay.
I want to pitch an idea, an old idea, but I think we need to discuss it again.
Okay.
Two guys, no shirts.
No. I just want to get rich. Get rich.
Get rich. Get rich.
So I'm gonna start a podcast.
Get rich. Get rich.
How come no one's ever done this?
Get rich. Get rich.
Now it's time to
get rich. It's
Now see, John, this was a good idea when I had it a few years ago. And now that you're gung-ho about, doing a weird semi-pornographic OnlyFans.
No, it's not. It's my OnlyFans idea had nothing to do with porn, but maybe we should just explain that this isn't like a two girls, one cup kind of thing.
Okay, so two guys, no shirts. Here's the thing, right? Everybody is familiar, well, most people are familiar with the current YouTube trend of primitive technology. That guy really set it off.
Yeah.
And then we had all the copycats coming out and making, various videos on how to survive in the wild.
And building stuff with primitive tools, that kind of stuff, yeah. Exactly.
So I had this idea a few years ago where John and we would do a buddy version of that, right? I think of myself as someone who is maybe somewhat capable of surviving in the wild. And John, you're 50, a quarter something Native American.
Yes, I'm something Native American, yeah.
And we got access to all this property, all this wilderness.
Yep, we do have a lot of access to the woods. I live there right in my backyard.
And I just feel like, there's an audience for a buddy version of outdoor survival.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing against this is I just didn't want to be known as the shirtless buddy duo on YouTube. I'm not in the best shape in the world.
That was always his biggest thing against it. He was, I'm not in great shape. And the worst part is, he came up with the name.
I did come up with the name. It's a good name.
It's so catchy, and so it's the right amount of suggestive. Two guys, no shirts.
What's gonna happen?
But that's descriptive of all these other videos where it's none of them are wearing shirts.
Yeah, you can't wear a shirt if you're doing a primitive technology, whatever, shelter building.
There are no shirts in survival.
No shirts allowed.
Why didn't the television show Survivor could have really benefited from that rule?
Yeah, but
You're surviving. There are no shirts in survival.
They took it a step too far, I believe, in that Naked and Afraid show.
Yeah, they figured it out. So, I mean, look, here the full idea is okay, we go out into the woods, early May, late April is a good time to do it. We establish some sort of shelter, right? Berries are readily available. We can live off of berries for a little while.
Do you even know what berries you can eat out there? I mean,
yeah, watch the animals, with the birds. They
I'm pretty sure birds can eat berries that humans can't. But
one of us will try them and wait a little while, and then the other one can eat something. We'll sort it. Look, there's a spring out there. We've already got clean water.
Yeah.
We've been drinking from that for a while. Nothing has happened to us.
My whole thing, it wasn't just me not wanting to be shirtless on YouTube. It's just, let's say it does get popular and we do become well known. Do you want to be shirtless, getting interviewed by Stephen Colbert, or who are even the talk show people now?
We could do Good Morning America.
Shirtless.
Shirtless.
I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be known as the freaking shirtless guy.
Well, I question your premise right from the start. How did we even get to their studio? Like, we're surviving. Like, why don't they come to us, or we do a live stream?
I just don't want to be on a talk show or even on an interview
Shirtless.
And
But you'll do OnlyFans.
yeah, but it's not a shirt. It's not a sexual OnlyFans. My idea
Two
was
guys, no shirts isn't sexual.
no, but it's also me being topless though. And is topless the right word or just shirtless?
I was going to ask, how did it feel to say it that way? I said it a lot in the last episode, and, it's fun.
I don't know. I don't want to be on Stephen Colbert with no shirt on, being silly.
Stephen Colbert, would you bring us onto your show if we were successfully, creating the channel Two Guys No Shirts?
If we got enough views
on YouTube. How many views would it take, Mr. Colbert? And, we'll just leave it at that.
I just don't. But the idea wasn't for us. It was like to be funny. It was like to be like a skit based or whatever. It wasn't like we were going to be doing really.
I think it would inevitably be funny.
Yeah.
At least somewhat humorous. I would like to think that what we're doing now is at least somewhat humorous. It's the same kind of banter. We would just be doing it in the woods, perhaps covered in tick bites.
Tick bites, mosquitoes, who knows what else. I mean,
it could be miserable.
It
but
would,
that's
it
the humor.
would be miserable, and I guess it would be funny for the people watching.
0 startup cost. 0.
I mean, we got to have some fancy cameras, probably.
We start with our phones. It'll be fine.
Our phones.
We can bring some battery charge things, some backups for that. Maybe we could set up a dead drop for one of our wives to collect video footage or recharge our phones or something.
Yeah.
I think, and you know what? Here's another good point. Another great point. I'll just rephrase it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
You're talking about catching bees.
Yeah, it's more like finding and then rehoming some bees. Yeah.
We could do that as part of Two Guys No Shirts. We're going to get hungry. We're going to come across a beehive at some point.
Just
hey, boo-boo.
Hey, I'm hungry. I'm going to go Winnie the Pooh and just eat straight honey like this.
I like to think of myself as a Winnie the Pooh character. He wears a shirt and no pants. We would just be
like a switcheroo.
Yeah.
Transversed.
So there, boom, we find a beehive, and then you can use that beehive as the source for your queen later on when you build a box.
This is you trying to sucker me into an idea I don't like with one of my ideas I do like. That's all this is.
I think it's a great idea. You know what else we will stumble across being out in the woods full time?
Tell me, Tyler.
Snakes, John.
That's true. I do need to start my snake collection.
There we go. We will find a snake at some point that could kill us. Right?
Yeah.
We just have to catch it for you.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm usually all for ideas that can make us some money, but there's just something about this one where it's... See, and it's weird for all my other ideas, I want them to be successful. If I did this, I would almost not want it to be successful.
Are you trying to be a dream crusher?
I'm not a dream crusher. You're the dream crusher. I'm just saying, I would almost not want it to be successful. Because people would know me. If people knew me, and then, I don't know. It just would be weird.
Are you afraid of becoming a character?
Not becoming a character, just being known as the guy with no shirt in the woods being silly. I just don't want that to be, on my tombstone. Died whenever.
Died eating poisonous berries.
Or
in
just,
the
you know,
woods.
creator of Two Guys No Shirts or whatever, or co-star of Two Guys No Shirts. I don't want that to be the thing I'm known for.
You don't want to be known as someone who brought joy and laughter
do.
into the world while also teaching people necessary survival skills.
How to catch bees.
Exactly. Look, we are in an age that is currently like post everything. Like, how are the Boy Scouts doing on their numbers? I don't know.
Probably not great.
But we can provide that same survival information through humorous short videos on YouTube with a title that just brings in the viewers.
Super clickable.
It's so clickable.
Super
Two
clickable.
Guys, No Shirts. What happens?
Yeah.
Like, I need to know what happens on that. Look at these two guys. They're sweaty.
Yeah, and covered in mosquito bites. Yeah, we live in North Florida. And it's a lot of mosquitoes.
I'm more concerned with the ticks.
Yeah, ticks. I
had my recent Lyme scare.
Yeah.
I'm calling it a Lyme scare because it's more interesting than just saying, yeah, I had a tick.
I don't know how you didn't know a tick was on your body for days.
I don't know either.
I've had ticks on me before, but it's like you discover them pretty quickly.
Me too.
They have to be on you for like 48 plus hours to worry about Lyme, right?
Yeah, and this fella, he was done.
Yeah, anytime you go into the woods, you got to come back home, do a full, get naked, let your significant other, do a full body scan, check all the crevices.
My wife and I, we went for a trip a few years ago. We drove up the coast all the way up to Maine, and part of that was we stopped looking for beach horses. Right, there are a few islands, Assateague, something like that, where they have these ponies and things that got loose, and they've got their own little population. We went looking. We saw no horses until we left. Like, we were driving over the bridge, and it's like, oh, cool, there they are. But we got back to our Airbnb, and we did the tick scan.
Yeah. You should have done that this time. You would have not... Yeah, but I don't want to do a tick scan on you or you on me.
Well, the best part about it is my wife actually had a few ticks on her, right? And so, she had even the bites, right? Little red marks and everything from it. So it was like she ended up getting the stuff for Lyme disease, just, I think, either way, as a preventative thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't end up with any tick bite marks, but in the process, she was like, oh, you don't have any ticks on you, but you do have this cute little mole on your butt. I was like, I don't have a mole on my butt. It was a tick on your butt.
It
was a tick, yeah. But it's the sort of thing that sounds stupid saying it out loud. That didn't really happen. It did. It did.
It's just part of being in nature, being in the woods. You got to check for ticks afterward.
Yeah.
But I just don't. You'd really have to sell me on this, and so far you've said nothing to do that. However, if the people listening to this, maybe, I don't know even why I'm suggesting this, if you want to see Two Guys No Shirts, go to our website. It's getrichpod.com. Email is jandt@getrichpod.com. That's just the letter J, A-N-D, and then the letter T. Let us know if this is something you want to see. Only you can make Two Guys No Shirts happen. Only you.
But look, here's the other thing, right? I've said before, there are lots of different funny things that can be done with this, right? We will be funny just because we are. But I also think that there's humor. I know that's a bold statement. Maybe we aren't. But there's also humor that's inherent in these things, right? Like this suspension of disbelief that you have to hold. Like, is this guy really surviving in the wilderness? Odds are they're not, right?
No. I'm pretty sure the only legit guy is that primitive technology guy. If you don't know about him, go to YouTube, check him out. I watched a little YouTube video about how everybody else pretty much fakes it, and they're supposed to be digging like a huge hole to make like an in-ground pool, and then you see like heavy equipment like tracks right beside it, and they're here with like a little stick digging it. Like, yeah, we dug this whole thing with a stick, and
In
like
2
there's
days.
clearly like a freaking backhoe tracks
Right in
right
the
there in the corner of the video.
Well, so my point is, right? Okay, so we have our main channel, Two Guys No Shirts, where we do the videos. Okay, and then after a while, after a few episodes, maybe a full season or something, we do another channel, right? Like Two Guys No Shirts Exposed. Right? where we show some of the behind the scenes stuff of us just clearly faking it, like maybe a short episode where it's like us doing something and we're eating and blah blah blah, and then like here's your wife bringing us lunch.
Oh, it'd be even funnier though if it's like filmed from a perspective of like a voyeur or like a hidden, like someone's supposed to be hidden behind a tree.
One of our admirers, our viewers.
Yeah, one of our viewers has found us and they're like secretly filming us, and then they start their own like YouTube channel, as you said, Exposed.
And I love that. See, I love that, and that's a great way of doing the second channel, acting like it's not ours, with another layer of, that humor. I think it's great, and the name. So clickable.
It is very clickable.
Two Guys No Shirts.
Do you want to be known?
Exposed.
Is that what you want to be known for, Tyler?
John, we've already talked about like the YouTube kid videos. Okay?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm cool with you doing that and me being the filmer.
Hey, you said you'd wear a dress for $75 million.
Well, I would. Yeah.
I still like that. It's like, wow, wearing a dress. You don't have to pay me $75 million. Wear a dress. But I'm not saying that this could make us any amount of money. So I guess.
Then why are you talking about this on the Get Rich podcast, Tyler? This is the Get Rich podcast. We're supposed to be talking about ideas to get rich, not about ideas to make YouTube videos that make no money.
It would be fun.
Would it? I mean, it'd probably be fun filming it, not getting bit by a bunch of mosquitoes. But then it's like, what's the point? I'm not trying to just put up fun YouTube videos. I'm trying to get rich.
Okay. So maybe this is a failed episode of the Get Rich podcast. Maybe I've already undermined my whole, idea. Fine. It could work. Could work. I don't know how many views you need on YouTube to get rich, but
I have no idea.
It could work. And if it's fun for us to make, it'll be fun for people to watch. Right? I am a believer in that.
I guess.
So, I'm saying it, John. Two Guys, No Shirts, needs to happen. We could get exposed as frauds on our other channel. It's funny. We could eat berries. We could build shelters. I mean, pooping in holes.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I'm not going to film myself pooping in a hole.
No one needs to film themselves pooping. It's implied.
Okay.
Hey, what did you go do off camera? I took care of some business and pooped in a hole.
You're not selling me on this idea, Tyler.
You'll come around to it eventually, I think.
No, the only way is if we get a bunch of emails or a bunch of posts on our socials.
We could catch the bee. Your queen.
I can do that without. I need a shirt on for that. I was gonna build me a whole,
Yeah, your spacesuit, your blanket.
It's not a spacesuit. It's not a blanket. It's my bee suit. It's gonna be just a bunch of like layers of clothing.
I don't understand how you think, making your videos on OnlyFans is somehow better than Two Guys No Shirts on YouTube.
Well, that's the thing. It's behind a paywall. On YouTube, you don't know. It could go viral and everybody
That's what you want. That's how you make it.
Technically what you want, and also technically what I fear.
Because you want this to fail.
The only people seeing my OnlyFans are going to be the people paying for it. It's not going to go viral, quote unquote.
Have I ever specifically said I want your idea to fail? I've said I'm not supporting this.
You said I'm not supporting this.
But that
this
doesn't
is a dumb
mean
idea. This is a bad idea. Blah, 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 blah. Dream crushed.
That's not actively wanting it to fail.
I'm not saying. I said it's a conflict with me where this is let's say we do it, I will secretly be wishing that it doesn't get views.
That's mean. That's hateful.
It's not hateful. It's just I'm speaking my truth, Tyler. And
you don't have to agree with me, John, but it's a great idea.
Thanks for listening to the Get Rich Podcast. Go to our website, getrichpod.com, or email us at jnt@getrichpod.com to let us know what you thought about an episode or to submit episode ideas. If you really want to support us, subscribe to our Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/getrichpod. Subscribers will have exclusive access to vote on ideas we try, access to videos of us doing the ideas, as well as weekly bonus content. Thanks for listening. And now a quick word from this episode's sponsor.
Coming this fall, exclusively on OnlyFans.
Hey babe, welcome home.
He's everything you've been looking for.
I just got done cleaning the house.
He's everything you want.
How was your day today?
He's everything you need.
I want you to tell me all about it.
Say hello to Domestic Man, the man of your dreams.
Dinner will be done cooking in about an hour. Do you want me to rub your feet until it's ready?
John is your new John.
I'm stuffed. Why don't you turn on our favorite show while I clean the kitchen?
Subscribe today and relax and unwind.
I love that show so much. By the way, you're way prettier than the lead. Why don't I go get a hot bubble bath ready for you?
Check him out now at Domestic Man on OnlyFans.